The app you see here is a native macOS AI-powered writing application I just created using Opus 4.8. You can use this app to improve writing and drafting emails. For writing, you can select from different categories and also select from different styles. You can use your voice as input for writing and more. Opus 4.8 was released on May, that is just 3 days ago. You can see it beats most of the top models like Opus 4.7, GPT 5.5, and Gemini 3.1 Pro in nearly all the benchmarks. So you can use Opus 4.8 in a tool like Cursor. However, if you want to tap into a specific API on Apple, I found it using it in Bitrig is the best. So I want to show you how I use Opus 4.8 in Bitrig to create a native macOS writing application powered by AI. When I go to the Compose area, you can see Opus 4.8 is selected as default. You also have other options like GPT 5.4 or GPT 5.5. This is the prompt I used to build the application, a Mac application for improving writing and grammar. The app should be called Wagent, that is an agentic writing tool for Mac. I also added 2 reference images. So here is the first image. They are screenshots from the Grammarly app. Here is also the second screenshot. So I added both to the prompt in order to give them to the agent to build the application. So here are some of the features that must be implemented in the application. We want to have an option for voice input so that users can use dictation in order to start writing. For dictation or voice input, we need to implement the Apple Speech Analyzer API along with this speech transcriber model. If you don't know about the Speech Analyzer API, it is a speech-to-text framework from Apple that helps you to transcribe spoken audio in your apps. It also has this machine learning model called Speech Transcriber that enables the speech recognition. Aside from using the Speech Analyzer API, we also want to use foundation models and Apple Intelligence. The foundation models framework is used in the application for AI summaries and writing improvement. So for AI summaries and improvement, we want to add a button in the UI called Ask AI for the feature. Also, we want to organize writing tools and related action buttons in toolbar and bottom bar. So the agent went ahead to plan and thought for some second in order to generate the code. Over here, you have seen we have a summary of what it did. We have a sidebar with all these features. We have an editor view, bottom bar, inspector, and more. After generating the code, there was one error, so I wasn't able to use the voice input. That is why I have this follow-up prompt. So the model went ahead to modify the code and generate a new one. The same error still existed, so I added this prompt in order to fix it again. There was also another error, that is this one. It was about the microphone access privacy. It generated a new version of the code to fix it. So over here, we have all the generated files. To try the app yourself, you can find a link in the description of the video to download it from GitHub. To run the app, you need to go to the toolbar and click this button to run it on device. So you can use it for writing, improvement, and summaries. You can also use it to draft emails and improve them. I have a text in my clipboard, so I will paste it here. Once you have a text in the editor, you can go to the toolbar and click this button to select a category. There are also different style options. With the AI review, you get on-device writing score and suggestions. So let's click that. That is going to use the foundation model framework for the review. So you have noticed we have the overall score and different suggestions we can apply to the text. To use the Ask AI feature, you go to the top right of the toolbar and click this button. You can also access it from the bottom right by selecting Ask AI. Here we have a couple of options. You can use it for translation. You have noticed it can translate only to French. However, we can add a follow-up prompt to support multiple languages. So we can, for example, ask the agent to display an option picker here so that we can select different languages rather than only French. Let's choose the first option in order to summarize the text into 3 bullets. So within a short time, we have been able to summarize the text into 3 bullets using the underlying foundation models framework. The last feature is the speech to text. So instead of writing from scratch, you can use your voice to speak. Tapping the microphone button the way I did here in Bitrake won't work because we need an access to the user's microphone on the Mac. Luckily, Bitrake allows you to export your project to Xcode. So over here, we have the Xcode application. I can control-click it and select the option Export as Xcode project. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'll go to the desktop and open the application in Xcode. I will launch the Xcode project by double-clicking it. So we now have the application directly in Xcode. What I'm going to do is to go to the toolbar and click this button to run it. Let's remove the text. Then I'll go to the bottom right to click the microphone button. Once you tap the microphone button for the first time, you'll get a dialog to grant access to your microphone. So I'll tap it to use my voice as input. This app allows you to record your voice and transcribe it to text. Once you write anything using the application, you can summarize it with the Foundation Models framework. You can improve your text using the AI suggestions feature. Let's review it to get a score. I can also get a summary. So that is all I have for you in this video. With Opus 4.8, we've been able to build a native macOS application for improving writing. You can download the app from GitHub using the link in the description of the video.